Greetings. This is Doc Ock coming at you live and direct from Black Facts Headquarters Central on another beautiful evening here in Kent, Ohio. Welcome to all. Welcome to one and all. Hope you all had a great Sunday. We know we did, and hopefully everybody else is having a great one as well. Meanwhile, let's get this party started. We got a few things to do here today. We're going to be telling more stories, as always telling more stories and more stories. And every day we learn a little bit more. Today, I discovered how to go ahead and take my and get my Prime movie account to function on the TV set. That has opened up a whole new world. It's a new day here in Black Facts Land, because I had this Prime account for a number of months, but only knew how to use it on one of my other devices. Had no idea how to get it to work on my TV set, but it is up and it's running. And my goodness, there are so many choices. I don't know how many of those the selections they have up there are good or not good. I know some of them are good because I've seen them already, but there are a bunch of them that I hadn't seen before or even didn't even realize existed. Videos on Bessie Smith, documentaries, and I'm looking for one in particular about Mary Ellen Pleasant, who is who we're going to be talking about, we're going to be reading about tonight. So let's go ahead and do our introduction and get this party started. Now, first and foremost, you know the routine. If you haven't done it already, give us a like. If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. And then go ahead and spread the word far and wide to all who will listen and all who you think need to know, for that matter, about what it is that we do here on Black Facts, because we are here with you in mind. And tonight we're going to read a little bit more from the novel Free Enterprise about none other than Mary Ellen Pleasant, aka Mammy Pleasant, but we typically don't call her that. I'm only letting you know that that is one of her appellations, so you may hear her called that as well. But before we go there, you know we always have to read a proverb for the day, and let's see what kind of proverb we come up with today. Looks like we've gone through quite a few, but we got some still left. Restless feet may walk right into a snake pit. And I've never seen a snake pit before, so I can only imagine what that's like, but it doesn't sound like something I want to walk into either. So restless feet may walk into a snake pit, and that is an Ethiopian proverb. All right. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and read a little bit from our book here, Free Enterprise. We started reading this book last night, and we're going to read a little further tonight. Let's see how the story goes. How does the story go? Over and over, as he pried loose coin upon coin, he spoke these words, establishing as he worked into the night, the royal silhouette filling the sack beside him, the new revolutionary currency, every man for himself and the devil take the hindmost. Now there's an interesting one there. Right. English had no such mysteriousness, revolutionary or otherwise. Let me see here. Let me see just a second. There we go. Revolutionary or otherwise. English was the tongue of commerce, the marketplace with its bustle and terror, the harbor crammed with men of war, rainbowed by flying fish and schooner bills of lading in precise, elegant script. Papers signed and sealed by members of the Association for Promoting the Discovery of the Inland Districts of Africa, or the Company of Royal Adventurers of England trading into Africa. Account books found in Moroccan leather, as weighty as the first folio. The business of English was business, at least in these waters. Spanish was the language of the categories. Spanish described the populations of the New World under the imperial gaze. Spanish was terribly concerned with limpieza de sangre. Spanish determined what the offspring of a Spaniard and an albino woman would be. Torna atrás, in other words, a throwback, that the offspring of an Indian and a torno atrás woman would be a lobo, otherwise known as a wolf in English. That the offspring of a lobo and an Indian woman would be a zambayo, or in other words, cross. I thought it was going to say cross breed because they had a dash there, but it turns out they mean cross-eyed. Interesting. That an Indian woman and a Zambayo man would give birth to a tente en el air, suspended in the air. That a tente en el air man and a mulatto woman would have a no te entiendo. In other words, I don't even understand you, okay? Okay. That a no te entiendo man and a tente en el air woman would give life to a ali te estas, or a there you are. Yeah, there's no accounting for taste here. Spanish dispensed the asiento, the license to trade. Latin described the soul. Latin transubstantiated breadfruit to flesh, rum to blood. Latin conveyed the suffering of the Son of God and our own damnable blame. Carib Latin did not embrace Ovid or Catullus, but brought home Jerome and Augustine and the martyrdom of St. Catherine in the unbearably bright light, which was the Carib sun. Hebrew and Chinese and Arabic, Oriental, and surreptitious kept mostly to themselves for reasons of safekeeping of the language and the people and their varied strangenesses. To the European gaze, of course, the sand on the floor of the synagogue muffled the sounds of the services. The clatter of the abacus in the shop was kept as low as possible and as short-lived as the beads sang up and down the columns. Against these tongues, Africans of every stripe collided. Xxvi and Mande and Akan and Bambara and Eve and Fanti and Ga and Anyi and Asante and Yoruba and Igbo and Bini, Oba, he comes, Obai, he came, Oreba, he is coming, Obeba, he will come, O Abba, he has come. And there we have it, a transmutation of the verbs. He has come, he will come, he is coming, he came, he comes. African seeped into the parlance of the better class, les gens inconnus, trying to trick it into Jean Canu. The place was a whirlwind, standing one afternoon after several of the flags which had claimed the colony before the British prevailed once and for all efficiency, conquering all on the very same veranda in Runaway Bay. Annie's mother made a speech to her. This time the dominating scent was not couscous, but the mildew which inevitably followed a downpour settling into the national silks overhead, my filet, her mother began. The poor are an investment that will leave you penniless. If you must do this sort of thing, then for God's sake, become a religious. I'm having a hard time saying that one. Go to France to a proper convent. Teach the poor to make lace. This business can lead nowhere but heartache. Your heartache. Will you lend to the disgrace of us all? Your father and I have worked so hard. What sort of disgrace, Mama? The sort that happens when a daughter turns her back on her people. You belong to us. Keep that in mind. Brown, blue, cloudy, green, bottles, eyes. What on earth would her mother have thought to see her apply Mr. Bones' liquid blackener to her carefully inbred skin? Ye gads, talk about disgrace. It saved her life. That blackened skin saved her skin. That blackened life. She turned her back on her people, all right, but not in the way her mother meant it. She fell into the movement on the mainland, believing the island to be without hope, believing also, although she hated to admit it, that she was not strong enough to resist on home ground. It overwhelmed her, at least the ground she knew as home, was born to, divided and planted with feudal exactitude, stone fenced against an impending green. The place was bisected by a limestone aqueduct, drawing water from a sinkhole in the hills above the estate. Because the limestone was mortared with molasses, the water took on a sweetish taste. Like everything on the estate, resonant of sugar. Warm, sweet water drawn from the hills where doctor birds slid their lancet bills into the cups of orchids and spun nests, the size of limes from spider webs. But against this always was the overseer's house, set on an eminence, overlooking fields and quarters, lending a literalness to his title which served the efficiency of the place, where things ran like clockwork, and the humming of birds was drowned in the crack of the whip. As soon as she had money of her own, she made tracks. Too many nights on the slave-pieced coverlet, with the promise of many more. It is a small price to pay to be secure, her mother assured her, adding some words about a woman's lot in life and the need to make the best of it, with a postscript on having been raised by servants and being ill-equipped to enter into negotiation with the world alone. Like Harriet and Ellen Craft and other runaway women she had come to know, she began her revolving behavior with her own escape. These many years later, she walked alongside her crescent of bottle trees. The lines of the Coca-Cola bottle were meant to represent the corseted form of a woman, compelled by whalebone, almost beyond hope of breath, her bosom strained forward, looking at the bottle now in her mood of reminiscence. Annie could see Frances Ellen Watkins Harper tilted over a lectern in 1858, speaking on the education and the elevation of the colored race, advocating a talented tenth. They'd met but that once, and Annie questioning from the floor of the Tremont Temple, as was Mrs. Harper, strained forward to listen, immediately knew she was disapproved of, and her guise de guerre, light years from the stone-enclosed fields, the overseer's eminence, her back turned on gens inconnus. Annie may have been too much, too easily typed in Mrs. Harper's talented eyes as one of the 9/10ths, as opposed to the talented 1/10th. And we will leave off right there to pick up from there. Tomorrow night, we're going to read from this book here for the next 2 nights before we complete our Juneteenth celebration, our month-long Juneteenth celebration of 2021, the year Juneteenth became a federally celebrated holiday. So that was an amazing thing that happened, something none of us expected to ever live to see the day when it would happen. Now, the question is, why did it happen? And that we'll have to deal with at another time and date. But you can always check us at this place, and we will continue to bring up issues like why has Juneteenth now been recognized as a national federal holiday? Why is that? Is it that people all of a sudden took to black folks and just decided they wanted to make our holidays national federal holidays? Because they ain't done that with Kwanzaa yet. Of course, nobody's asked them, but I say leave Kwanzaa alone. Let it be. Let it be. Meanwhile, all you little children out there, you know what time it is? I don't have to give you a quiz. You know what you need to do, so do it now so you don't make your parents really blue. Lay your little head on your little pillow, on your little bed, and close those your eyes while you wait on that big old sun to rise. And when you feel those sunbeams beaming down on your eyes, you know what to do. Because then it's time to rise and shine and grasp the day. Grasp the day. Seize the time. You can do it with or without a rhyme. But when those sunbeams beam down on your eyes, you know then it's time to seize the time. That's right, for time's a wasting. We only have so much time here on this earth. Best make the best of every single minute of the day and even the night. So, good night. We will be back tomorrow to regale you with more stories about Mary Ellen Pleasant. I hope you all got to see our playlist today. We had a really nice playlist. We were featuring Beyonce. We featured Tina Turner. We were featuring, we started off with some young, black young men singing Lift Every Voice and Sing. Oh my God, those little children, they could sing. Boy, could they sing. And then we interspersed that with more information, more facts, more questions about Mary Ellen Pleasant. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's called Jump for Joy. It's Juneteenth time. Jump for Joy. It's Juneteenth time. So check that out. It's at our Tubular Black Facts channel. And right now for you adults, we'd like you to do a couple things as we close out. Number 1, give us a like if you're watching on Facebook. Number 2, give us a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. And last but not least, go ahead and hit that subscribe button that you see right there below our picture. Hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the Tubular Black Facts channel. Time to man up, y'all. Or woman up, as the case may be. Peace out without a doubt. We're going into our extra. And we're just going to give a little wave to Tony over there. We see you, Tony. Hope you had a good day. And there we go. Boom.